Hello everyone and welcome back to TowerGate. It is TowerGate Day number 1265, Friday, October the 16th, 2020. Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, so obviously there's not a whole lot going on with the Spygate thing. I don't think there will be very much between now and Election Day. Everything's focused totally now for the next 20 days on the election. Just to follow up more, as of course yesterday, as I did yesterday's video, the story with regarding Hunter Biden's computer or whatever. It was a breaking story, but we've had some new information come out since then, so I want to go through some of these things here real quick. It looks like that the computer repair shop owner is saying that he gave that FBI computer, gave the FBI that computer hard drive, the computer and the hard drive, in December of 2019. That would have been during the impeachment. Or just as they were getting ready to start the impeachment. Wow. That means that the FBI has been sitting on that for almost a year. If we find out that the FBI knew everything that we're finding out now, that's coming out now, and that they knew that in December of 2019, and they allowed that impeachment to go forward, anyone who knew about that should be arrested. The FBI needs to be completely disbanded, shut down. Mow the building down, bring in the construction equipment, mow it down to ground level. Come up with a new name for a new organization, start from the ground up. Fire everybody there, and don't allow anyone to start in the new organization. Start completely over. That agency is cooked. Now, as a result of this, 19 Republicans in Congress have sent off a letter to no shit Sherlock Christopher Wray. They want to know if the FBI was in possession of the laptop and if they took steps to authenticate the hard drive or the data. Keep in mind, as I said, this would have been a game changer during the impeachment. Here they're impeaching Trump. If the FBI was sitting on this evidence and they knew what was on that computer and they let that impeachment go forward, man, those dudes should be in jail. Whoever knew about it. The FBI is totally done, cooked, burnt. It's got to be, liquidated, whatever you want to call it. Can't be fixed. Too much corruption. Too much corruption. Can't be fixed. Surely isn't going to be fixed by Barr, and definitely not by no Sherlock Wray. Seen all I need to see with the FBI. Seen all I need to see. Maybe some of that nanothermite. Need some nanothermite. We can bring down the FBI building in a beautifully controlled demolition. We saw what happened with Building 7. We know they can do it. They need to bring it down to the ground. Fire everyone there. Start over. That organization is completely corrupt. I'm tired of hearing that idiot Hannity. 99.9999999% of FBI agents are all good. It's just that 1% at the top. Bull fucking shit. You idiot. Try the other way around. 99 point some odd percent are all good guys. The FBI. It's only a tiny little group. Yeah. Yeah. If you still believe that, you're a fool. The FBI is totally corrupt. From top to bottom. So these Republicans, they're going to call in Christopher Wray, I guess. I don't know. They're sending him a letter. This guy. Trump has got to fire him. Immediately. I mean, the very first thing. He's over there getting sworn in. After getting reelected, he ought to walk right into the White House. And the very first thing he ought to do is fire Christopher Wray. Immediately. And maybe Barr along with him. Definitely Haspel. Clean house. The day after the election, Trump needs to clean house. And he needs to dig deep. He needs to tell Barr to go to hell. He needs to appoint a presidential commission. And he needs to get to the bottom of it. And I don't just mean the people who are at the top who are involved in plotting this out. There was many, many, many people in the DOJ, the FBI, the CIA, the State Department, Inspector General's offices, all over. That whole freaking place is littered. The entire Capitol littered with these three-letter agencies that were all up to their eyeballs in this stuff. Many, many people knew what was going on. It's corrupted as hell. Our judicial system has been corrupted. Law enforcement corrupted. Intelligence corrupted. Diplomatic corps corrupted. It's complete. This country cannot continue on, my friends, like this. It can't. We haven't seen Biden Biden in 36 hours. What does that tell you? At any other time, an allegation would come out like this 20 days before the election, that candidate would be out there immediately knocking it down. Not Biden. He's hiding in the basement. Now, he's at a town hall tonight. He won't be asked a single question about this. He's got social media covering it up. He's got the corporate media covering it up. We even had some journalists today out saying, yeah, well, it's the Russians. It's another Russian hoax. This time it's against Biden. I'm not kidding you. I mean, this is how bad it is. This is how bad it is. Yeah. You can't have a country where this is happening. This is worse than I remember the old Soviet Union. I don't even think this type of stuff went on there would have worked. We're beyond Banana Republic. I mean, there's Banana Republics that run more honest than what's going on in this country right now. That's how bad it is. It can't continue. Any other candidate would have been done. Any other time in history I can think of, the media would have been all over this. The candidate would have been forced to step down, and it would be over. This is unprecedented in American history. There's never been anything quite like this. And, Tucker Carlson put out a tweet today teasing about his show tonight. I think he's got even more information, probably coming from Giuliani. And Giuliani tipped his hand earlier in the day as well. And apparently, as bad as what we've learned about what was going on with Ukraine and everything, apparently that's even worse with what was going on with China. And apparently Tucker Carlson is going to talk about that tonight. And I'll tell you, I think what he's going to do is every single day between now and the election, he's going to drop more and more bombshells. He's going to just start dropping them every single day between now and the election. Giuliani's probably going to be dropping these bombshells. But you've got corporate media covering it up. You've got the tech giants covering it up on social media. I've never seen anything quite like this. Whether or not they can bury this or cover this up for 20 straight days, and even if Biden did win the election, he'd have to be impeached the very next day. We have the Senate Judiciary Committee now saying they're going to subpoena Jack Dorsey. Well, they better do it in a hurry, and they better clean this guy's clock, just like no shit Sherlock Wray. They need to bring these people in and stop playing around with him, patsing around with him. They need to get in these people's grill and chew hard. They really do. So Twitter yesterday blocked Trump again. They're just literally taking down conservatives' websites. The president, his staff, conservative journalists, anyone who tweets anything about this Hunter Biden story. Blacklisted from all social media. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. It's almost like a coordinated effort. And I'm not so sure they're not working with the Chinese to make it even worse. You actually had the spokesperson for Biden, not Biden himself because he's hiding, but the spokesperson for Biden came out and said, yeah, well, we cannot rule out that Biden may have met with this oligarch who was the number 3 ranking oligarch at Burisma. They're actually coming out and saying, well, we can't rule it out. Of course he did. And social media knows it. The corporate media knows it. They don't care. They would knowingly cover up this kind of crap to help Biden win the White House, knowing good and well they're helping to elect a horribly corrupt, lying individual who's mentally ill and who's totally compromised, possibly by China. That shows you how bad it is. It's never been this bad. This country can't continue this way. It can't. We have to defeat these people. As I've been saying, for those who've been watching my videos for a long time, you know, I've been saying for over 2 years, this is what I mean when I've been saying we cannot, negotiate with these people. You can't compromise with these people. You can't have a discussion with these people. You only can defeat these people. This is why I've been saying this. These people have to be defeated soundly. Soundly defeated. Then we find out that this scumbag, this Steve Scully, was supposed to be the debate moderator for the second debate, which was canceled. He's now admitted he lied. He lied. He wasn't hacked. He just said that. So he's been suspended indefinitely from C-SPAN. Suspended indefinitely from C-SPAN. Admits he lied. Now, he actually allowed the FBI to begin investigating that. Now, when you, again, as I said yesterday, when you go to any law enforcement agency and get them to investigate something that's false, and you know it's false, that's a crime. These people just commit so many crimes on the left, it just, it's unbelievable. And they get away with everything. Doesn't matter what they do. Anything. Murder, then fine. Anything. But if you're a conservative or in Trump's orbit, oh man, you sneeze the wrong way, you're going to jail. This can't continue. Bill Barr sucks. As soon as the election is over, as soon as Trump is sworn in, he needs to walk over to the White House, pick up the phone and call Haspel and fire her immediately. He needs to pick up the phone and call Wray and fire him immediately, and Barr along with him. He needs to set up a presidential commission, and he needs to get to the bottom of it, and he needs to clean the house. And something tells me that's probably what he's going to try to do. There's a lot of nervous politicians in the District of Criminals right now. Because what Biden, that we're finding out that he's been up to, which we pretty much knew, but now we're getting even more detail from this computer. This is the business as usual in D.C. I mean, this is what 90% of them do, including a lot of Republicans. That's why they're terrified. This is business as usual. What we're learning right now about what Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, and the whole Biden family was involved in, this is literally almost every politician in Washington. It's how it works, how it operates. How do you think they get so rich on a $150,000 a year salary? So it's got a lot of people frightened. Because you're going to take down Biden in this, what we're learning now. You have to take down 80-90% of the people in Washington. That whole city needs to be just excavated. Completely. Everything. FBI totally corrupted. CIA corrupted. State Department corrupted. Everything. It's just the whole thing. It's a smoking, disgusting sewer of corruption and crime. And God knows what else. I don't think it can be fixed. I think it has to be gutted. Leveled off at the ground. Whoever did that 9/11 job on Building 7 with the nanothermite, they need to bring that person in, bring in the nanothermite, and just totally do the entire city of D.C. Nanothermite the entire city, controlled demolition of the entire city, bring it all down, and when the smoke clears, start over. We had the, let's see. Yes, we had the FCC Commissioner come out and make a statement. I read the statement. It's only about 3 paragraphs long, and he's basically saying Congress needs to do something, although he did clarify in his basic brief statement that 230 section of the law, the FCC law, was not intended for social media to do the types of things that they're doing. But there's no teeth in it. He's just like clarifying what 230 was and wasn't meant to be. But he's suggesting it's Congress that needs to fix it. Well, as long as the Democrats control the House, it ain't going to happen. That's the problem, Mr. FCC Commissioner. The body that would be in charge of fixing it is benefiting from it. They're on the same team. That's their buddies. Nobody in that town seems to have a lick of sense in their head, or understand the situation, or to be able to understand how to solve any of the problems, which are mighty big. So we now know that the FBI for 4 years, nearly 4 years, hid the fact that they knew that the Russia hoax was a rotten Reverend Clinton political dirty trick. They hid that for 3.5 years while allowing Trump and everyone around him to be put through hell. Allowed them all to be persecuted. The whole time knowing that it was all a political stunt. Anyone who knew about that should be in jail. And anyone who's covering it up should also be thrown in jail. That would include Christopher No Shit Sherlock Wray. I don't think Attorney General Barr, I've lost confidence in him. I gotta tell you, I gave him the benefit of the doubt up to this point, but I've just seen too much. I'm done with him. Day after the election, can his ass with Haspel and Wray too. Then we learn, since the release of this information about this computer related to the Burisma and Hunter Biden, that not only did they allow the Russia hoax to go on for all that time, knowing good and well it was a Clinton dirty trick, they allowed the impeachment process to go through, knowing good and well that too should never have happened, because they had the exculpatory evidence that should have shut it down on that computer that we're talking about right now. Trump had every right to be questioning what was going on with Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, the Biden family, and Burisma. And the FBI knew it. It was right there on that computer. I assume that's what members of Congress are going to want to know. But they're not going to get the answer because Wray's going to stonewall them. He's not going to answer the question. Hard to believe that they get that laptop and that they had no interest in looking at it. Hard to believe that they did not know what we're learning right now. And if they did, and they allowed the impeachment process to go forward, which they did, that's the double dip right there. They allowed the whole Russia hoax to go on, and they allowed the impeachment hoax to go on, knowing good and well both of them should have been shut down dead in their tracks. This is obvious to anyone. And if you're the Attorney General, chief law enforcement officer in the country, this is obvious to everyone. It's got to be obvious to him. And you're allowing this charade to continue. You're not up to the job. You are not up to the job. Or you're part of the, part of the other team. That's how bad it is. This country cannot survive this. It can't survive this. You can't have this much corruption. Eventually, it'll get to the point where people just can't take it anymore. And that's when bad things happen. There's a point. There's a breaking point, and we're getting close to it. Trump has no choice after he gets reelected to clean house. I mean clean house. All the way down to the freaking janitor. It's the only hope we have. So, obviously, as I said, I think Rudy Giuliani's got a plan. I think every single day between now and the election, he's going to drop more and more and more and more. I think he's just got a plan. I think he said, I'm going to get 2.5, 3 weeks out of the election. I'm going to drop something every day on this Hunter Biden stuff. And apparently, the FBI's got the computer. They've had it for a year, almost a year. They're supposedly investigating. Whether or not the media can successfully keep this down for another almost 3 weeks on a story this big. Any other time in history, that candidate would have been out. Done. He would have had to resign. Step aside. I don't know if they can hide the story, even though they got complete control of corporate media and on social media. even then, I mean, word gets around. I don't know they can squelch the story completely for that length of period of time, and in doing so, they're committing crimes. They're committing crimes. We have to defeat these people. We have to defeat these people completely. So I'm going to get back to it. I'm going to go watch Tucker Carlson, see what new revelations are coming out. I'm going to check Giuliani's podcast and look at some Twitter feeds from other people. I'm sure there's stuff breaking right now as I'm doing this video on this topic. Of course, there was 2 town halls tonight. The president doing one with the fake news NBC, which will be a shit show. And then of course, Biden's doing another one on another network, and that will also be a joke. But they'll be meeting up in a week from now, and I can assure you there'll be a lot of people watching that debate, and I can assure you that Trump is going to bring up this. So they can't squelch it completely. We'll see how they handle that. In the meantime, I'm going to get back to it. I will be back the next time there's new information to report, and something tells me that will be very soon. See ya. Bye.